What if the most beautiful garden sculptures you have ever seen were not bought from an expensive boutique store, but were made right in your own backyard using items you probably already have sitting in your kitchen or garage? That idea sounds unbelievable until you discover the world of cement garden art, and once you do, you will never look at an old salad bowl, a worn-out rubber glove, or a pile of autumn leaves the same way again. Cement garden art is one of the fastest-growing DIY trends sweeping backyards and patios across the United States, and the reason is simple. It costs almost nothing to start, the results are stunning, and the process is so relaxing and satisfying that it almost feels like cheating. If you have been wanting to add personality and handmade charm to your outdoor space but thought sculpting was only for trained artists, this is the guide that changes everything for you. Let us start by understanding exactly what cement garden art is, and why it works so beautifully as a beginner craft. The basic concept involves mixing Portland cement or a pre-mixed Hypertufa blend with water and casting it over or into molds made from everyday objects. Old mixing bowls, plastic containers, rubber gloves, large leaves, wire baskets, cardboard tubes, and even sand can all serve as molds or forms for cement sculpture. The cement sets hard around or within these forms, and when the mold is removed or the leaf decomposes, what remains is a permanent, weather-resistant garden piece that looks like something out of a professional landscape design. The beauty of cement as a medium is that it picks up incredible detail. Meaning, if you press it over a large hosta or elephant ear leaf, every single vein, every curve, and every texture transfers perfectly into the final sculpture. The most commonly used materials for beginner cement garden art include Portland cement type 1 or 2, perlite for lightweight texture, peat moss for the popular Hypertufa formula, sand for structural mix, and wire mesh or chicken wire for armature when building freestanding forms. Portland cement alone is dense and heavy, which is fine for small decorative pieces. For larger garden planters, birdbaths, and stepping stones, the Hypertufa formula, which typically combines 1 part Portland cement, 1.5 parts perlite, and 1.5 parts peat moss by volume, creates a beautifully textured, lightweight, and porous result that mimics natural stone far more convincingly than straight cement. Many experienced garden artists also add acrylic fortifier to their mix in place of some water, which dramatically increases strength and crack resistance, making pieces more durable through freeze-thaw cycles in northern U.S. states like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Before we go further, let us talk about safety, because this is genuinely important and skipped too often in beginner tutorials. Portland cement is highly alkaline, with a pH between 12 and 13, which means prolonged skin contact can cause chemical burns and severe irritation. Always wear waterproof gloves when mixing and handling cement, wear safety glasses to protect your eyes from splashes, and work in a well-ventilated area or outdoors. If cement dust is being generated during dry mixing, a dust mask is essential. Research published by dermatology departments at major U.S. university medical centers has confirmed that wet cement contact with skin for prolonged periods can cause a condition called cement dermatitis, which in severe cases leads to deep tissue damage that takes months to heal. This sounds alarming, but it is entirely preventable with gloves and basic precautions that any beginner can easily follow. Safety gear costs a few dollars and protects you completely. Now let us explore the beginner projects that will give you the most satisfying results in the shortest time. Leaf castings are unanimously the best first project for any beginner, and here is why. The mold is already perfectly shaped by nature, no artistic skill is required, and the results are extraordinary. Find a large, textured leaf from your yard, a hosta leaf, a rhubarb leaf, a colocasia leaf, or even a large garden rose leaf, and lay it vein side up on a bed of damp sand shaped into a gentle mound. Mix your Hypertufa or cement and spread it over the leaf to a thickness of about 1 inch. Press small stones into the cement mix before it sets to add drainage holes. If you want to use the piece as a birdbath, or leave it plain as a decorative garden platter, allow it to cure for 24 to 48 hours under plastic sheeting in a shaded spot, then slowly peel the leaf away. What remains is a perfect, permanent cast of the leaf in all its natural detail. Painted with exterior concrete stain in greens, grays, or terracotta tones, these pieces look extraordinary in a garden border, or mounted on a garden wall. Cement garden hands, which are sculptural hands or glove casts used as planters, are another beginner favorite that has exploded in popularity across American gardening communities. You simply fill a rubber garden glove or rubber kitchen glove with your cement mix, shape the fingers into a cupped or reaching position, and allow it to cure. The rubber peels away cleanly after 48 hours, revealing a beautifully textured sculptural hand that can hold a small succulent, a moss planting, or a trailing vine. Position it rising from your garden bed, or balanced on a fence post for a whimsical, conversation-starting focal point that visitors will ask about every single time they see your garden. Multiple glove casts in different positions, clustered together, create a striking sculptural group that looks intentional and artistic, without requiring any modeling skill whatsoever. Stepping stone are perhaps the most practical entry point into cement garden art because every garden stem and a B-stem stepping stone and a handstone adds warmth and personality that no store-bought paver can match. You can use a round plastic plant tray, a pizza box lined with plastic wrap, or a form made from flexible cardboard as your mold. Pour your cement mix to a thickness of 2 inches, smooth the surface with a wet trowel, and then press in decorative elements before the cement sets. Glass pebbles, mosaic tile pieces, flat shells collected from the beach, imprinted letters spelling a family name or a meaningful word, handprints from children, or pressed botanical specimens all create stunning effects in the surface. Allow to cure fully under plastic for 72 hours. Then unmold and cure further in the shade for an additional week, before placing under foot traffic. The science behind why cement cures rather than simply dries is fascinating, and understanding it makes you a far better sculptor. Portland cement undergoes a chemical reaction called hydration, in which water molecules bond with calcium silicate compounds in the cement to form a crystalline matrix of calcium silicate hydrate. This matrix grows increasingly dense and strong over time. Researchers at the National Institute of Standards and Technology have published studies showing that while cement reaches structural usability at 24 to 72 hours, it continues gaining strength for 28 days, and, in optimal moisture conditions, continues slowly hardening for years. This is why keeping your freshly cast pieces moist during the first 3 to 7 days, a process called wet curing, produces significantly stronger, more crack-resistant results than allowing the surface to dry out quickly. In practice, this means misting your cement sculptures with water 2 to 3 times per day for the first week, and keeping them loosely covered with plastic sheeting to retain moisture. Rushing the cure by placing pieces in direct hot sun immediately after casting is the most common beginner mistake, and the leading cause of surface cracking. Caring for finished cement garden art outdoors involves understanding how environmental conditions affect the material over time. In climates that experience freezing temperatures, water can penetrate the porous surface of cement and expand when it freezes, causing spalling, which is the flaking of the surface layer. Sealing your finished pieces with a penetrating concrete sealer or a coat of exterior-grade acrylic sealer every 2 to 3 years dramatically reduces this moisture intrusion. In the humid southeastern United States, cement pieces can develop a beautiful patina of green moss and algae that many gardeners actively cultivate by painting the surface with a slurry of buttermilk and moss fragments to encourage biological growth. In the dry southwest, cement weathers more slowly, and maintaining a natural gray or applying an exterior stain is usually all the care required. Temperature extremes are the primary enemy of cement art, with rapid temperature swings above and below freezing causing more long-term deterioration than any other single factor. The mental health and well-being benefits of hands-on craft activities, like cement garden art, deserve serious attention because the research in this area is both substantial and compelling. Studies published in occupational therapy and behavioral health journals have consistently shown that tactile creative activities, specifically those involving working with materials like clay, plaster, and cement activate the prefrontal cortex in ways that reduce cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone, and increase production of dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with reward and motivation. A 2019 study at Drexel University found that just 45 minutes of creative activity significantly reduced cortisol levels in participants, regardless of prior artistic experience or skill level. The physical act of mixing cement, shaping forms with your hands, and experiencing the transformation from raw material to finished-ish sculpture engages both the tactile and visual senses simultaneously, creating what psychologists call a flow state, a state of absorbed focus that is deeply restorative and has been linked to improved mood, reduced anxiety, and greater overall life satisfaction. Gardening and garden art together amplify these benefits because the outdoor environment, natural light, and connection to growing things add their own well-documented psychological benefits on top of the creative ones. Coloring and finishing cement garden art opens up an enormous range of creative possibilities. Concrete stains, both acid-based and water-based, penetrate the cement surface and create rich, variegated color effects that mimic natural stone. Iron oxide pigments added directly to the wet cement mix before casting produce consistent color throughout the piece, so chips and scratches do not reveal plain gray beneath. Exterior craft paint in earth tones, sealed with a waterproof top coat, gives beginners the most control over exact color. Antiquing techniques, using diluted dark paint rubbed into surface texture, and then wiped back from the raised areas, create a beautiful aged stone effect that makes pieces look as though they have been in the garden for decades. Applying metallic wax over painted surfaces, then sealing with an outdoor varnish, gives cement sculptures a bronze or verdigris effect, indistinguishable from actual cast metal, at a fraction of the cost. Common problems in beginner cement garden art are all solvable once you understand what causes them. Surface cracking during curing is almost always caused by the cement drying too fast, solved by wet curing under plastic as described earlier. A chalky white residue called efflorescence sometimes appears on the surface of outdoor cement pieces and is caused by soluble salts migrating to the surface as moisture evaporates. Scrubbing with a diluted white vinegar solution removes it easily, and applying a sealer afterward prevents recurrence. Pieces that crumble or feel fragile after unmolding were likely mixed too dry or unmolded before adequate curing time, and the solution is simply to extend your curing period and aim for a mix consistency. Like thick peanut butter, if your leaf casting loses fine detail, your mix was likely too wet and fluid, so reduce the water content slightly in your next attempt. Mold adhesion, where the cement sticks to the form, is solved by applying a thin coat of petroleum jelly or cooking spray as a release agent before casting. Beginner cement garden artists in the USA are discovering that this craft pairs beautifully with live planting to create dynamic mixed media garden features. Cement troughs and planters made using the Hypertufa formula are porous enough to be ideal for alpine plants, succulents, herbs, and setums, because they allow excellent drainage and a slight, evaporative, cooling effect that mimics the Rocky Mountain environments many of these plants evolved in. University extension programs in Colorado and Utah have specifically recommended Hypertufa containers for xeriscape garden designs because of their natural compatibility with drought-tolerant plants. You can create a Hypertufa trough using a cardboard box as a mold, plant it with a collection of hen and chick succulents, rock cress, and trailing thyme, and place it on your front steps for a planting that is simultaneously a sculpture and a living garden feature, requiring almost no watering. The sustainability dimension of cement garden art is worth celebrating because this craft genuinely transforms waste into beauty. That cracked plastic bowl destined for the landfill becomes a mold for a garden birdbath. Those rubber gloves worn through at the fingertips become the form for a whimsical garden hand sculpture. Cardboard shipping boxes from online orders become the shells for garden planters. Even fallen leaves that would otherwise go into the compost bin become the templates for botanical casts that will last for decades. In a culture that throws things away at an alarming rate, cement garden art represents a genuinely creative form of upcycling that produces lasting beauty rather than more waste. As a beginner project, it asks almost nothing of you in terms of cost or skill, but returns an enormous amount in creative satisfaction, garden beauty, and the quiet pride of making something with your own hands from almost nothing. Whether you start with a single hosta leaf cast in your backyard this weekend or gradually build an entire cement sculpture garden over the coming seasons, the creative world of cement garden art is waiting for you with open arms. You do not need experience. You do not need expensive tools. You do not need a studio or a teacher. You need a bag of Portland cement, a pair of gloves, a mold from your kitchen, and the willingness to try something new. The most stunning cement garden sculptures in American yards right now were made by beginners who started exactly where you are standing today. Pick up a leaf, mix some cement, and let your garden tell a story that only your hands could create. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, vegetables, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.